Hello there everyone! Xantok here with Slickstar Gaming, and welcome back to some more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. We went ahead and finished the investigative phase for Maya Fey's trial. Turns out Grossberg is not going to represent her, and it's going to be up to us to defend her for the murder of her own sister. So, we resume at September 7th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 1. The court is now in session for the trial of Miss Maya Fey. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. I'd better not show any signs of weakness today, or he'll do something to us, because I misclicked the button. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement. Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Ms. Maya Fey, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder, and we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor. I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin then. You may call your first witness. I think that was supposed to be the judge saying that. I don't know why I said Edgeworth, but okay. The prosecution calls the chief officer at the scene, Detective Gumshoe. Hey, it's Gumshoe! Congratulations, you're our first witness, and you will be for most cases moving on in this series. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court. Sir, my name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides out of the precinct, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please, describe for us the details of the murder. Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. The body was found by this window here, and the cause of death. Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statue of the Thinker found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even on a girl's hand, sir. The court accepts the statue as evidence. They're still calling it a statue. Why? Alright, so we got floor plans are added into our court record here. Now, detective. Yes, sir? You immediately arrested Ms. Maya Fey, who's found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? Yes, sir. I had hard evidence she did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please testify to the court about this hard evidence. Alright, here we go. Time to do our first witness testimony. So, Maya Fey's arrest. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were 2 people there already. The defendant, Ms. Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Ms. Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Ms. Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder. That don't sound right considering what we've seen of that event. But okay, sure. The very moment, you say? Very well. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Oh boy, here we go. Cross-examine what? I couldn't see a single contradiction in that testimony. We're being smacked? Oh, Maya just threw something at us for some reason. Why? When my sister couldn't find any contradictions in a witness's testimony, she would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It worked lots of times. So apparently Maya either has watched enough of her sister's cases or she's been told enough about him to pick up a few of her tricks. Alright, let's give this a try then. So they're just outright telling us press every statement in this case. Something the matter? No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination now. Alright, so Gumshoe saying that he rushed the phone call, or he rushed the scene as soon as he got the phone call. Let's get some more details there. And who did you say you got a call from? Hey pal, don't play dumb. You know who. The call was from a customer at the Gatewater Hotel, right across from the crime scene. Alright. I pressed. I'm not sure it did much, though. Right. Please continue. There were 2 people there already. I mean, we know that to be true, so I don't know why we're pressing, but whatever. Detective Gumshoe, how long would you say it took between you receiving the call and your arrival at the scene of the crime? Right, I'd say it was about 3 minutes. That's pretty fast, actually. Our motto this month is quick response. That's how I got there before the killer got away. Indeed. So, tell us who the 2 people you found on the scene were. Yes, sir. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Are you absolutely sure it was us? Listen, pal, your dumb act will only get you so far. With her funky hippie clothes and your spiky hair? You 2 stand out like suspicious people. Well, he does have a point about her. She is pretty unmistakable. I should pick my points to press with a little more care. Nah, I think we're fine. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Alright, this one there's no reason to press, but I'm doing it anyways. Why is that? What's your reason? Why? We had a witness that kept describing her. Hold on just 1 second. Yeah? If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence she did it, correct? Did I say that? I heard you say it. You did say it. You said it. Exactly what about the suspicious woman in Pink's claim was hard evidence? What? Ms. May isn't suspicious, and she sure isn't Pink, pal. Well, I guess she is Pink. That's enough, Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, Detective? Well, I guess Preston can have its advantages. Yes. Fuck. Sorry, I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor, sir. There was something I should have told you about first, Your Honor. Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again. Alright, testimony part 2. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. Lab test results show that the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. How you like that? That's my hard evidence. Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective. Your Honor? Why didn't you testify about this vital piece of evidence the first time? I know. I'm real embarrassed I forgot about it, Your Honor, sir. Try to be more careful. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. So, this is a type of evidence this series loves to use. Oh, the victim wrote their killer's name in blood before they died. Almost every time, if not every time, it's false. It's just how it works out. So, I'm pretty sure I know what to do on this one. So, let's see here. I have to get the right statement. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. Now let's go ahead and look at our court record here. Because if I'm remembering things correctly here, it says, okay, yeah, look at that. Time of death, September 5th at 9 p.m. Cause, single blunt force trauma. Death was instantaneous. If the death's instantaneous, how did she write her killer's name before she died? Riddle me that, Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe, there's one thing I want you to clarify for me here. You say that the victim, Maya Fey, wrote this note. that she was accusing the defendant, Maya Fey. That's really what you're saying? What? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it. Who else could have? You have it backwards, detective. Backwards? The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, detective. Immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately. What? No butting your way out of this one, detective. You screwed up there, Gumshoe. You screwed up. Order! Order! The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have had the time to write anything down. Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain that autopsy report? When? Well, it was, the day after the murder? The prosecution's point being... that autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. Wait, what? A second autopsy was performed yesterday, at my request. Death was almost immediate, due to a blow from a blunt object. Well, that sounds fucking convenient now, doesn't it? But there is a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these reports this morning. No way! Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. That is all. I see. Damn it, Edgeworth. I should have known you'd have something up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Wright, you look shocked. Something you want to say? The detective's a sham? Sure. Let's not. Let's go for it. Detective Gumshoe, you're a sham. How could you give me a faulty report? I thought... Detective Gumshoe? Oh, he's in trouble. I'm disappointed in you, handing him the wrong report like that. Well, I'm sorry, sir. You are at fault, detective. This isn't going to look good on your evaluation next month. Oh, but come on. Your Honor, I submit this report to the court. Understood. The court accepts the evidence. Alright, so we have a new autopsy report now. We thought we were on the right track, but it turns out we were not. Well, Your Honor, the evidence strongly suggests the victim was identifying the killer. I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes. Darn. This isn't good. The prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor, innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes. Oh, goody, it's April May. Let the witness, Ms. April May, take the stand. Exactly what part of her is innocent? Oh, God, I'm not looking forward to this. God, just look at her. Ugh. Witness, your name, please. April May, at your service. I hate myself for this. I really do. Oh. Order. An introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from wanton winking. Aw. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. She's already captured the heart of every man in the court. Tell us, where were you on the night of September 5th when the murder occurred? Oh, gee, I was like in my hotel room. I checked in right after lunch. And this hotel is directly across from the Fey and Company law offices? That's right, big boy. Please, testify to the court about what you saw. And stop calling people big boy. It's bad. It was, like, at 9 o'clock at night. I looked out the window, you know. And then, ooh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair right over there. Then the woman, dodged to one side and ran away. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. Then the woman with the long hair, she kinda slumped. The end. That's all I saw. Every little bitsy witsy. I hate this character. Well, Your Honor, I see. It is a remarkably solid testimony. I don't see any the trouble the witness any... Whoa, hold up, Your Honor. Give me a moment now. Yes, Mr. Wright? And what about my cross-examination? I thought the witness's testimony just now was quite firm. Didn't you? Mr. Wright, I understand you are Miss Maya Fey's understudy. Were you not? You must know her techniques well. Her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey, how dare you? Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness? You're goddamn right I will. I ain't gonna stand for this nonsense. If only because I have a feeling Edgeworth doesn't want me to. She's gotta have some kind of weakness. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination. Alright, April May. I'm not entirely sure which statement I need to press here. I have an idea, but until I get to that point, I'm just going to press on all of them and see what happens. Well, I might skip a couple just because they seem worthless. And why did you do that? Looking out the window, that is? Huh? Why? Why what? Why did you look out the window? Were you expecting to see something? Oh, well, gee. That's it? She can't get out of this question that easily. I sort of, you know, well, I had a feeling. Well, I have a feeling you're trying to avoid the question. Maybe I should press a little harder on this one. Yeah, sure, let's go for it. Why not? Let's see how far I can run with this. Surely, you must have had a reason to look out your window at that time of night. Oh. Mr. Wright, I will not have you badgering my witness like that. Badgering? You insist on needling her with these trivial questions. I really don't think it should be allowed. Wow. You guys are buying into this innocent act a little too easily now. Mr. Wright, you have been warned. Poor girl? What about poor me? You looked out the window. What did you see next? I think we can go ahead and press this one. I was debating not, but I think we'll go for it. The woman with long hair. That was Maya Fey? Slender, sort of. Well, some people might say pretty, if that's your thing. Your thing? Are you kidding me? And the person attacking her? The one attacking her was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. That's... okay. Are you sure? How do you know she was the defendant? Well, you know. She had a girlish physique. Women know they won't know these things. Look, I just know, okay? There was only one person at the scene of the crime with a short, girlish figure. The testimony is bulletproof, Your Honor. He's right. I mean, I question it, but I don't think the statement's going to be the one that does it. Hold on a moment. That testimony stinks. What? Miss May, I'm willing to bet that... I mean, these both amount to the same thing, but let's say that she saw nothing. Did you really see the defendant at all? I mean, really from our recollection of the night, she was only yelling about a murder after we had already gotten there, so how could she have seen it happen? That just, this whole thing just is not holding water for me. Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this? Yeah, What's the meaning? Somebody tell me because I'm clueless. About this, I mean. Okay. If you had really witnessed my client, Maya Fey, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. That's a good point. Ooh, catch that eye twitch going on April, May. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis. Except her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus. But... Still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder. We kind of do. She was, Your Honor. I saw her. And so did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Ms. May? What are you trying to say, you mean lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all the trifling little details were necessary, darling. Ms. May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl. I promise. Your testimony again, if you would. Damn. I almost had her. I did see everything. I did. The victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. That clock. The kind of statuary clock? The thinker, I think? Well, does the accuracy of my report not startle you? I see. I only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. Please, begin the cross-examination. Okay, so there's a couple things in here that I'm a little suspicious of. First of all, anytime there's specifics with directions, I'm a little iffy on that. However, Phoenix made mention that they kept calling the Thinker's clock a statue. And here she is calling it a clock. So I want to press on that. Clock? Didn't this come up in another testimony recently? Well, don't look so sour, Mr. Lawyer. You can't win them all. No, but I have a feeling I'm onto something now. Alright, let's go ahead and present the Thinker of this just to see what'll happen. I'm not confident on it, but we might have something here. Miss May, what you said just now was quite revealing. Revealing? Ooh, you'd like that, wouldn't you, naughty Mr. Lawyer? You just said that the statue of the Thinker was a clock. There's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock too, and he was found guilty of murder. Order! Order! Miss May, can you explain how you know this was a clock? The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. Yes, of course. You will withdraw your question, Mr. Wright. Hell no. But questions are all I have, Your Honor. And as you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. You caught a murder. Simmer down, Phoenix. Simmer down here. You caught one. Jesus. Well, okay, there we go. Jeez. Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. Oh, that was close. If he stopped me there, the trial would have been over. What? So, what happens now? What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock? What? That's... because... I heard it? Yeah, I heard it say the time. So you've been to the law offices of Fey and Company? No. Hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard from my hotel room. The law offices of Fey and Company, where the murder took place, are very close to the hotel. She could easily have heard the clock. I mean, I could question that, but alright, we'll see where this goes. Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied? Never. No, there's nothing that could ever satisfy us, let's be honest here. Alright, so can't give up. I'm not satisfied because, well, she couldn't have heard it. We happen to know that the clockwork was taken out of the thinker to hide evidence inside of it. You were at the hotel. There's no way you could have heard a clock go off in the building next door. You have proof that she could not? Amateurs. Listen to me, Mr. Wright. In the courtroom, proof is everything. Without it, you have nothing. You are nothing. Then I would like to propose a test to see if she really could have heard. The prosecution denies your request. What? On what grounds? This is a trivial matter with no direct bearing on the case at hand. Indeed. Objection sustained. Damn it. Time to switch directions, quick. Ready to proceed? Alright, so I clicked the wrong answer. I was thinking, you know, she couldn't have heard it because we know the clockwork is out. But we need to go to it couldn't have rung. And we still got some good dialogue out of it. Your Honor, members of the court, it is inconceivable that the clock in question rang. It's empty. That clock is missing its clockwork. How could you possibly? Just have a look, as soon as you can. Oh! See anything interesting, Your Honor? It is the defense says. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Yeah, I know. Mr. Wright, would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? Because as you can see, the clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big, fat liar. Fat? Well, Miss May? Quite a show you put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty. Somehow he knew. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty. As you say, it can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? If it was after the witness heard the clock, then there is no contradiction. That's true. That is a possibility. The clock might have been emptied after she heard it. And that is exactly what happened, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove when the clockwork was removed? Impossible, of course. Oh, I have proof. What? Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening. And now, I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proves when the clockwork was removed is... You remember that cell phone? Remember that message that was saved on it? Or conversation, rather? Take a look at this. That's a very cute cell phone. Ooh, you have a girly phone. Hey, whoa, that's not my phone. Just take a listen. This is the defendant's cell phone, and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder. Order. Order. The defendant's cell phone? This wasn't brought to my attention. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it? Good detective better remember he's up for evaluation soon. My heart goes out to you, Edgeworth. Not. Let's hear the conversation. So, you want me to hold on to the thinker for you then? If you could. Should probably tell you, the clock isn't talking right now. What? It's not working? That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out. Sorry. September 5th, 9:27 a.m. Your Honor, I think this recording makes it clear the clockwork was already gone. And this was recorded in the morning, before the witness even arrived at the hotel. Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know that weapon was a clock? Well, isn't it obvious? I saw that clock before. What store was that again? I go to so many. Oops, I forgot. So the witness had seen it before. That would make sense. Does the defense have any objections, Mr. Wright? Yeah, we do. Larry made those. He only made 2. The witness claims she had seen it before. This directly contradicts a piece of evidence already submitted to this court. Well then, let's see it. Please, provide this evidence that will prove the witness had not seen the clock before. Pretty sure that's the thinker. Again. Just saying. It's simple. This clock was never in any store. Ever. What? A friend of mine made that clock, actually. Only 2 exist in the world. And the one that isn't here is in police custody. Impossible! Everything is sold in stores. Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. Oh? Excuse me? Are excuses not on sale today? Ooh. Uh-oh. Okay. What's it to you, porcupine head? That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it. Die! Well, that took a turn. Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law, and the witness will remain calm. Oh, wait. Oh, silly me. Did I, lose it? I guess I did. She's a scary one. Miss May, let me ask. Tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock? She's still glaring at me, apparently. Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior? Yeah, we do. Alright, this is it. Alright, Your Honor, allow me to explain how I see the truth of the matter. Ms. April May, you knew the weapon was a clock because you had heard about it. I doubt she held it. I don't... To held it means that she's the murderer, but we know she was in her hotel, so I really don't think she's the one that did it here. The witness had never held the clock in her hand. However, she had heard that it was a clock. She heard. That is correct, Your Honor. There was no other way she could have known that the thinker was a clock. And I can show you the proof. Well, this is interesting. Let's see it then. Show me evidence proving that the witness had heard the murder weapon was a clock. I mean, I'm kind of surprised that Edgeworth doesn't jump in there saying, like, oh yeah, if you're saying she heard it, well, maybe that's because she was watching the other trial. But, we have to figure out what it was that's the reason why she could hear it, and really only one thing makes sense. The wiretap that we found in her room. I mean, Literally, what else could it be? It's not going to be any of these other things. So let's just present the wiretap. Have a look at this. Oh, that? Oh. I found this in Miss May's room. Mr. Wright, please explain to the court what this is. Miss April May, you were tapping the victim, Ms. Maya Fey's phone, were you not? Ooh. Your Honor, this is irrelevant. I'm not entirely sure that it is. Objection overruled. It troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap. This is outrageous. Does the defense truly claim that the witness was tapping her phone? Absolutely. Even if that was the case, which it's not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? We heard her talk about removing the clock word, so yeah, she did. Can you prove that? I think not. Oh yeah? Well, I think I can. And it's simple. What? Here's my proof. The proof that the victim said on the phone that the weapon was a clock is, once again, the cell phone. I present the defendant's cell phone. Yes, we've seen that. Listen once more to the conversation between the defendant and the victim. Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Well, actually, there's something I want you to hold on to for me. Again? What's it this time? It's a clock. It's made to look like that statue, the thinker, and it tells you the time. Miss April May, you used a wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the thinker was a clock. Am I wrong? Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? The defense demands an answer. Ugh. Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Ms. May. Shut up! All of you! What gives you the right to talk to me like that? You lawyer! It's no fair. All of you ganging up on me like that. Oh, so I'm the bad girl? Is that it? Is that it? Screw you. That did it. The court's seen the real Miss April May. Now to deal the final blow. Alright, like I said before, I don't think it was her. Considering how quickly she was in her hotel room to talk about it, I'm just going to call a no on that one. So let's go with why the wiretap. Why did you tap her phone then? Answer the question. Do I have to? Isn't this a murder trial? Isn't tippity-tapping or irrelevant? She's saying exactly what Edgeworth wants her to say. Miss May, you were tapping the victim's phone. I hardly call that irrelevant. While this court does not condone the defense's tone of speech, he has a point. Well, Miss May, do you have an explanation for the court? Can you prove you had nothing to do with this murder, even though you tapped her phone? I'd like to see her pull that off. Mr. Lawyer, I saw that evil grin. You were probably thinking, I'd like to see her pull that off, weren't you? Damn, she's good. Well, you're not the first man who's thought that, and of course, I can, and will. You can't be serious. No way. Way, I say. Way. Oh, and I assure you, I'm serious, Mr. Lawyer. Okay, so, the killing happened around 9 at night. Why, That's just when I was getting room service from that sweet bellboy. Room service? Iced coffee, I believe it was. Iced coffee, you know, like normal coffee, but cold. If you don't drink it quick, the ice melts and then you have regular cold coffee. Iced coffee? Think I'm making this up? Ask the bellboy. Ergo, the witness was not on the scene at the time of the murder. Okay, that just kind of kills her whole argument, does it not? Edgeworth himself is saying she wasn't there when it happened, but she's claiming she saw the whole thing. This is stupid. I hate this case. None of this is making any sense. So, where does that leave us? It is my great displeasure to inform you that the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's telephone. However, that is a separate crime with no bearing on the current case whatsoever. Her testimony stands. She saw the defendant, Maya Fey, commit murder, despite you admitting she wasn't there. Gonna call bullshit, Edgeworth. No. They're just gonna let her walk away. There's no way I can win this unless I tie Miss May to the murder somehow. Well, does the defense have anything to say? Well... The bellboy... Let's call a bellboy. The defense would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. There's something suspicious there, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I think you've sunk in quite low enough already. I object to calling the bellboy. Why? What's your reason? Because I hold that the wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I'll consent to calling this witness. Condition. If Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you will recognize that Miss April May was not the killer, thus, she is innocent. Therefore, you must accept the verdict of guilty for Miss Maya Fey. That is my condition. What? I better find something suspicious in that bellboy's testimony. Otherwise, Maya will be declared guilty on the spot. What do I do? I mean, we got no choice. We got to accept the condition. He's not going to let us call the bellboy in if we don't. Okay, I've got nothing to lose except for, well, everything. Understood. I accept your condition. Fool. You fell right into my trap. Oh. Oh. Very well. The court calls the hotel bellboy to the stand. I believe we're ready for the witness to testify. He certainly does look like a bellboy. Yes, sir. I received your summons in the middle of work, sir. I'm happy to be of service. That tea set looks rather heavy. So, without further ado, the witness may begin his testimony while holding a tea set. Right. Miss May's room service. I am the head bellboy at the fine Gatewater Hotel in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call after 8 in the evening from our guest, Miss May. She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 on the dot, sir. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course, and I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May, herself. I see. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Right. I'm ready. I hope. This is it. If I can't prove Miss May was involved in the murder now, Maya will be finished. Alright, let's do what we can. Okay, don't think we need to press this statement. That just seems pointless. That one's probably fine. She asked for an iced coffee brought to her at 9 on the dot. That's a little odd, 9 at the dot, but well, let's see. 9 on the dot, you say. Considering this type of murder, you know, just a little questionable. Yes, I confirmed that detail several times. She was watching a program on the TV and wished to drink after she finished her. 9. The time of the murder. Okay. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time. Okay. Precisely 9 then. On the dot. Precisely, exactly. And most definitely, sir. 9 p.m. How can you be so sure? Miss May was quite insistent that it be brought there. Oh, bellboy, hee hee. I'd like iced coffee at exactly 9. Something like that, sir. Therefore, I knocked on her door at the crack of 9, sir. Why would she be so particular about the time? And I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. You are sure it was Miss April May herself? Absolutely, sir. Absolutely? Yes, sir. As in, so very absolutely, sir. It's an endearing mannerism of mine. How come you're so very certain exactly? Well, when I brought the room service, sir, she, the guest, sir, favored me with a, an embrasser, sir. Embrasser? Is that French for embrace? It's French for kiss, sir. But not a French kiss, sir. More of a peck on the cheek. Why would she have done that? I believe perhaps she was momentarily swayed by my prim demeanor, sir. It was a moment I shall never, ever forget, sir. Sounds pretty fishy to me, but okay. I think our Miss May was up to something and wanted the bellboy to remember her. But it's no good. There's nothing there. Is that it? Finally, you understand. This bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. Now, if you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here. It was a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand. I can't let this happen, can I? No, we can't. We gotta protest this shit. Keep chasing down a lead as much as we can. Hold on. Wait just a moment. Yes? Does the defense have something to add? One last question. Let me ask one last question. Your Honor, I must object. This charade of justice has gone on long enough. Now, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright, Mr. Wright. I'll give you one more question. That's all. Okay. This is really it now. This is my last chance. What do I ask him about? These are all some questions. I guess we're gonna ask him about room service. I don't know what bed making or check-in is gonna have to do with anything, so... Tell me again about, room service. Again, sir? Exactly 9. I delivered room service to Miss May in room 303. The guest had requested iced coffee. $18 was the charge, as I recall. I see. Wait, $18? Doesn't that seem a bit excessive? And expensive? Yes. Well, iced coffee for 2, you know. And we don't skimp on the ice, sir. What did he just say? Hold on. Well, rather, quite. Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Was someone else staying in Miss May's room? I object. That was objectionable. Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question. Yes, I see. Why did you not mention this in your testimony? Well, sir, you didn't ask. Nice try. That's the sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention. Ah, yes, quite. Indeed. It was the, good barrister there, Mr. Edgeworth, who... He asked me not to mention it if I wasn't specifically asked, sir. Oh, Edgeworth! You were telling him what things to not say, huh? Okay. Alright. I think it's you who's looking like the fool here. I've done it. I've won. Miss April May checked into a twin room. With a man. Correct? Yes, sir. Then, when you brought them room service, you didn't see that man in the room? That's right, sir. Huh. Your Honor, we've just learned of another person involved who may have been the murderer. In this new light, I hold that it's impossible to judge the defendant. You agree, Mr. Edgeworth? Who is this other person? Simple. It was the man with Miss May. The man who checked in with Miss May. Your Honor, as it's been previously revealed, Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone. Yet, Miss May herself has an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man that was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder. My, what a convenient little setup. But it's too late. Too late? I suppose you'd like it if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of this other man from this court. Presence? Did I seriously say that? Good lord. Upstart! Amateur! These accusations are ludicrous! Are they? The court acknowledges the defense's argument. I expect the prosecution and defense to look into this matter fully. Am I understood? Yes. Yes, Your Honor. That is all today for the trial of Maya Fey. Court is adjourned. Oh, we bought ourselves some more time. September 7th, 2:24 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. Mr. Wright, you were amazing in there. Really? I think I might be your newest fan. Oh, I was just doing my job, you know? Then again, that other attorney was pretty cool too. What? That face of his, with his eyes wide and trembling lips. It sent shivers up my spine. If you say so. So, what happens with me? Do I get to go home now? Well, no. I don't think so. Not yet. Oh, I see. But I got a great lead at the trial. A lead? That man with Miss May. He's the key. Oh, I get it. What happened to Miss May after that anyway? I heard they arrested her. I guess she's learning her charms won't work everywhere. She's probably at the detention center by now. I may have to go down there later. Anyway, this case is far from closed. Yes, sir. I'm going to find out more about this. Ooh. Do you think he was the one who... Maybe so. Sis. Don't worry. I'll find him by tomorrow. I promise. I'm counting on you. I asked for a full recording of April May's testimony. I thought it might come in handy during the trial tomorrow, but now that I have it, I'm not so sure. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, there's only one part that got left on the record. Well, that sounds important. I don't know how much good this will do me at all now. Anyway, time to make the payment and do some investigating. Maya doesn't belong at that detention center, and it's up to me to get her free. But we'll have to wait until we do that in the next episode as we continue the next investigative phase of this case. And I'll see you all then. Bye, everyone.